The Roman Empire, a name that echoes through millennia. It was more than an empire. It was the world. From the misty shores of Britannia to the sun-scorched sands of Mesopotamia, one power forged the known world in its own image. They gave us roads that still stand, laws that still echo in our courts, and monuments of such ambition they still defy the imagination. They were architects, engineers, conquerors. They were the masters of their time. But like all great powers, Rome was flawed. Its foundation of marble was riddled with cracks of ambition, corruption, and civil war. Emperors were assassinated. Civil wars tore legions apart, and barbarian hordes hammered at its borders. The very greatness that built the empire, its humanity, became the poison that brought it to its knees. For all its glory, Rome fell. A slow, agonizing decay over centuries. It seems inevitable, written in stone. But what if it wasn't? What if, in the heart of the Senate, there was a voice that never lied, a mind that couldn't be corrupted? What if Rome had a secret weapon far more powerful than any legion? They called it Sibyl, after the legendary prophetesses, a closely guarded secret known only to the emperor and the highest echelons of the Senate. It was not a god, but a flawless analytical engine, and it began to change everything. Take the Teutoburg forest ambush, a catastrophe that haunted Rome for generations. In our timeline, 3 entire legions were wiped out. In this timeline, we watched as General Varus consulted Sibyl before his fateful march. The AI processed topographical data, sifted through countless scout reports, even analyzed the coming weather patterns. Its conclusion was chillingly precise, a 98.7% certainty that the trusted Germanic chief, Arminius, was leading them into a trap. Sibyl didn't just give a warning, it provided a counter-strategy, a feigned retreat to lure the ambushers out into the open. Rome's trap became Rome's victory. A devastating loss was recalibrated into a legendary triumph. Conspiracies unraveled before they were even spoken. Grain shortages were predicted years in advance, allowing for the creation of a stable, empire-wide food supply. The Republic, and later the Empire, achieved a level of stability and prosperity previously unimaginable. Rome was not just winning battles, it was mastering fate itself. But Sibyl did not erase humanity. It empowered it. Logic did not kill art. It gave it a stable foundation to flourish upon. The machine had no feelings, but it understood the one variable that mattered most for a lasting empire: human potential. With corruption identified and eliminated, with famines predicted and prevented, Rome entered a golden millennium. The chaos of ambition was channeled into exploration and science. The arts, funded by unprecedented prosperity, reached new heights. When the Black Death arrived centuries later, it was not an apocalypse. Sibyl analyzed the contagion, identified its source, and prescribed hygiene and quarantine protocols that were centuries ahead of their time. The plague, which decimated our timeline, became a mere footnote in theirs. Rome didn't just survive history's greatest challenges, it learned from them and grew stronger. So, what does our world look like today in this recalibrated timeline? It is a world forged by 2 millennia of human-AI collaboration. The great wars that scarred our 20th century? They exist only as Sibyl's rejected simulations, warnings of paths not taken. The climate crisis? Averted centuries ago, when Sibyl optimized global energy grids with fusion and geothermal power, long before fossil fuels could poison the sky. Today, the unified global republic, built on an evolution of Roman law, governs a humanity that has reached the stars. There are no borders, only administrative provinces. A universal language, evolved from Latin, connects every human, making collaboration on a planetary scale seamless. But Sibyl's greatest contribution is not in what it prevented, but in what it enabled. Every citizen is born with a personalized AI companion, a genius that guides their education and health. Genetic diseases are corrected in the womb. The average human lifespan has tripled. We mine asteroids for resources. Our cities are vertical marvels of green architecture and classical design. And the first manned mission to Alpha Centauri is preparing for launch from the great spaceport of Nova Roma on Mars. Rome never fell. It simply evolved, lifting humanity with it. The AI Oracle gave Rome the tools for survival, but it was human spirit, art, and emotion, now unburdened by war and poverty, that built this new golden age. A machine cannot feel, but it can create a world where humanity is free to feel, to create, and to explore without fear. It makes you wonder. What is the true potential of humanity when guided by flawless logic? The past is more malleable than you think. What historical moment should we recalibrate next? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to keep questioning history, make sure to subscribe to Recalibrated Past. Goodbye.